Gilles Levasseur.
The key thing is there is a threat or there's violent actions for a specific cause.
In this case, the Crown alleges Nathaniel Veltman was motivated by white nationalist ideology and intended to strike fear in all Muslims. The jury didn't hear that police found Hitler's manifesto in the attacker's apartment, next to the writings of an infamous anti-Semitic conspiracy theorist. Prosecutors say Veltman wanted to inspire others to carry out their own violent attacks. Thomas Daigle, CBC News, Windsor, Ontario.
In the U.S., President Joe Biden will host Indo-Pacific leaders in San Francisco this morning. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is there. He is meeting with other Pacific Rim leaders on the sidelines. But you will not see him posing in the family photo. The CBC's Janice McGregor tells us why.
If the Americans are up to something, you want to be in the room when they're up.
Carlo Dade from the Canada West Foundation on the Biden administration's latest attempt to counter China and compensate for Donald Trump's decision to withdraw from the Trans-Pacific Partnership. But do these new talks rival the substance of the TPP?
It's not a real trade agreement. There aren't tariff cuts. There aren't binding provisions.
And a real trade deal is what U.S. businesses want and what Asian partners say they need. But they've been burned before.
They constantly see American attention being distracted.
Jonathan Berkshire Miller from the Macdonald Laurier Institute says Indo-Pacific partners need reassurance heading into an election year, as top U.S. Democrats warn they can't back a trade deal without tough labor and environmental rules.
I know it's impossible in Washington, D.C. right now to think about a big trade agreement.
Still, Biden's Commerce Secretary revealed Tuesday that this new group's completed agreements on supply chains, clean energy, and corruption. Countries that stuck with the CPTPP, like Canada, also met on the sidelines at APEC as they implement and expand their deal to new members like the UK. Trade Minister Mary Ng isn't anxious about Biden's new club.
And we are doing trade with many of these economies, and including with the United States. So we welcome the opportunity to join when that time is right. But quite candidly, we're already doing the work.
Ng said all the members, including India, support Canada joining. Raising the question then, why Canada's not already at the table? Janice McGregor, CBC News, San Francisco.
Quebec is lowering its flags to half-mast today, a tribute to musician Carl Tremblay.
Comment ça va? Ma petite sœur, viens que je te serre dans mes bras. Puis as-tu retrouvé le bonheur?
Tremblay was the lead singer of this band, Les Cowboys Fringants. They are huge in Quebec. Last year, they were the most listened to homegrown band. But in 2022, Tremblay announced he had been diagnosed with prostate cancer. Nearly 90,000 people came to watch one of his last shows on the plains of Abraham. And last night, the band confirmed Carl Tremblay has died. On social media, Premier François Legault summarized the reaction from his province. He said all of Quebec is crying.
T'arrives en même temps que l'automne, c'est que ça m'a fait ben de la peine de te voir partir, ma mignonne.
That is the latest national and international news from World Report. I'm Marcia Young.
Papa qui se remet de sa petite opération. T'aurais dû le voir.
Well, good morning, Manitoba. I'm Marcy Marcusa, and this is Information Radio. We're live in downtown Winnipeg. And we have this strange one-day blip on our hands. We're going to see some snow today. Shouldn't be too bad, but we also have a snowfall warning in effect for parts of the southwest. So full forecast in a moment. Currently in the city of Winnipeg, downtown here, it is 1 degree. Well, this hour on the show, from River Heights to St. B to St. Vital and William White, you see them everywhere. These tall multifamily housing units, where once there was a smaller single-family home on the lot. Now, is that the way forward for our growing city that has a lot of housing needs? Or should we find a different way? We're going to talk to the mayor about the proposed changes to zoning rules that went through Executive Policy Committee this week. And if you want to weigh in on what's going on in your neighborhood and how you feel about it, 788-3205. In addition, this hour, we're going to talk Bombers trying to get a third Grey Cup in their fourth straight year in the championship. We're going to meet a Winnipegger who's getting ready to head to Hamilton. Right now, though, let's go to Heather Wells for news headlines. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, a Winnipeg City Councillor is among those helping a man who's living on Omans Creek. Cindy Gilroy says she and her parents have delivered food and supplies to Bill Pajak. The 52-year-old truck driver lost his job and housing as a result of health issues. He's built a shack along the creek using wood pallets, cardboard, and tarps. Pajak says he's applied for provincial housing, but has been told the wait list is long. And Gilroy says he's just one of many who are unhoused. We're going to hear more from her. And the family of Austin Latlin Bercier is asking for prayers. His body will be recovered and returned so a funeral can be held. The 25-year-old died fighting in Ukraine. He was from Opaskwayak Cree Nation near the Pas and joined the Ukrainian army shortly after the conflict started last year. I'll be back with more Manitoba news at 7:30.
All right. Thank you, Heather.
You're welcome.
Well, weather and traffic coming up straight ahead here. But speaking of traffic, there's an interesting sort of double-up event that's going to pack downtown on Saturday, right?
Well, it's going to be spectacular on Saturday with all the people downtown because, well, we have the Santa Claus Parade. The street party, the street festival kind of starts around 4. The parade is 5 from Portage and Main down Portage to Memorial. That's going to be 5 till 6:30. And there's a Jets game going on as well.
It starts at the same time?
Puck drop is at 6.
Wow,
it's a
okay.
Hockey Night in Canada game against Arizona. So you're not really going to be able to cross Portage Avenue. So you're going to have to go down Main Street or come up McPhillips into the downtown or one of the other streets in the downtown here. But know that, yeah, you're not going to be able to basically cross Portage Avenue anytime between 4:30 and 6:30 downtown Saturday afternoon to get to the south side of Portage.
So make your plans early if you're coming through downtown.
Have a strategy.
Or come downtown and support downtown business at 11 o'clock and just stay down like all day, all night. Do you go to the parade, go to the Jets game a little bit late?
That's a fabulous idea. What time were we meeting?
There you go. What am I doing Saturday? I don't even remember what I'm doing Saturday. Maybe we will meet, Pat. Yeah. You know what? I have to say, the Santa Claus Parade will be really good this year for the, just speaking to that event, for the weather. Because I know yesterday I was bemoaning the fact that we're not going to have snow and the stuff we're going to get today probably still will melt by Saturday. But it is nicer for families if they do come early to get the spots at the parade to not be freezing out there. So that'll be good.
Not going to be much in the way of wind chill. 6 and sunny Saturday afternoon is the daytime high. So it's going to be a different kind of Santa Claus Parade with no wind chill. Don't even need the big winter boots at that kind of temperature. And it's going to be nice for the kids, but it's going to be very, very busy downtown. Let's get to today, though. You're speaking about snow. The snow is going to happen today. I'm looking at satellite imagery right now. There is snow in the southwestern corner, stretching right down from that Saskatchewan-Manitoba border, Melita, up to Brandon, south of Dauphin, all the way up into the Interlake. And it's coming Winnipeg's way as well, but we don't have a snowfall warning here. Where they do is where I just mentioned, southwestern corner of the province and the Interlake. Could see 5 to 10 centimeters of snow today. Winnipeg is going to see some of that snow. We expect just a couple of centimeters. It's going to start later on in the morning. And we're going to be hovering around a 0 and then get to a -1 later this afternoon. So it's not really going to stick around here. But the snowfall warning is in effect for those areas this morning in that southwestern corner Interlake. We heard from Thomas on Highway 16 up around Roblin Russell earlier, saying that it is snow-packed and slippery as well, and visibility is becoming a little bit of an issue as well. So that is happening all the way up on the Yellowhead route, Highway 16, right down to the U.S. border, basically to the Turtle Mountain area, Crystal City, Pilot Mound as well. And Portage Prairie is getting some snow right now, looking at satellite images. Just very briefly, I'll come back to Winnipeg for a second. So the temp today, we'll get to that -1 late afternoon. Tomorrow's a 5, Saturday's a 6, Sunday is a 5, and by next Wednesday, the daytime high is -10. So enjoy this week because we get colder next week with that daytime high next Wednesday of -10. It is, let's see here. What are we again? We're 1 degree now in the city of Winnipeg. I'll just mention that traffic line quickly, 788-3093. Let me know if you see anything that's happening in the city or on the highways of southern Manitoba.
By the way, I mentioned off the top here that we are going to have the mayor on about infill housing. If you want to call and weigh in, just to reiterate, 788-3205 is where you can leave your comments and your thoughts.